You might have to do this when I get finished, Eddie. You gonna love these short ribs. They ain't got no really much fat at all. He took it off. Mm-hmm. Sure did. So did. Hey y'all, happy Sunday. We're getting ready to work on some yams now. Those was the short ribs. So I put 1 stick of butter. Let's get started working on these, candying these yams. What we're going to do, it's not going to be that many. But I use a whole stick of butter. Why? Because that rib, not margarine. Not margarine. Butter. Cow butter. Not something that's man-made. Okay, you need real butter when you're making. If you want that amazing homemade flavor, okay? To that butter. Now, I add a little liquid to my butter. I'm going to add just a squishy bit of orange juice or water. I add a little water too. But I'm just going to make the caramel right now. Okay? So that the, let me get a little water too. So that the sugar don't get too hard or nothing. Add a little water in there too. Sugar. Add what you like if you know gonna work for your yams. Yams are designed to be sweet, so I'm not gonna not sweeten them. Okay. Then I'm gonna add some brown sugar as well. We're gonna put our flavoring in here and everything. We're gonna get it moving. I know y'all all know how to make caramel. So all we doing is candying these yams. Putting a coat of candy, coat of sugar on top of them and sweeten them. You don't have to. You can put salt, pepper, and butter on them if that's all you want. It's a potato. It's a sweet potato. We call them yams. We call them sweet potatoes. No. Just depends on what words you heard in your household. It's no difference. I promise you. Except for if you choose not to add any sugar to it. It's still a potato. It's still a sweet potato. Orange. Ours is orange. Africa's is white. And China's is white. This is brown sugar, y'all, that I'm adding. I have to get it out the pack a little. You know, this kind of stuff. Brown sugar ain't nothing but cooked sugar that's turned brown. Somebody else did it for me, though. And I could have browned my butter for a little bit, and it would have gave it a little nutty flavor. Gave it a little more enhanced flavor, but it don't matter. Okay, I'm going to add some orange extract. How y'all doing today? Okay, get that in there real good. And yes, sweet potatoes make their own liquid. Just depending on how many you make and how much caramel you want on it. Okay. Now we're going to add us some vanilla flavoring in here, some orange flavoring in here. Ain't nothing like something that looks orange, tasting orange, right? I don't have my orange peels, but you know I added a little orange juice. Okay, we're going to add a little lemon juice as well. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm going to drop a little vanilla. Much as you want. The orange. We wanted to have that flavor to it. Yeah, we're making caramel. You make it anything that is being sold, you can do it yourself. All right. I'm gonna add some cinnamon, as much as you like. I'll try to tell people how much. That's optional. A little lemon juice. And a little nutmeg. You need a little nutmeg. I put in, every time that nutmeg get moved up higher and higher. I'm short. Little nutmeg. Nutmeg is strong, so you don't take a lot now. Ooh, sometimes I eat some people's and it be about to wear me out. And you want to add a little salt. Okay? Now with me, add your little salt. Why? Because you need all that to balance off all that stuff you add. Okay, put your little salt in there. Okay? And you can smell this. It smells good. That's what you're doing. And you know, you don't need all those ingredients if you making you some caramel, but you do have to bring caramel to a full boil. Yeah. For it to become, then you cool it down. So you always give caramel a good boil, like I'm doing. And go ahead and drop your potatoes in there. They're going down to the bottom. We're going to stir it up when we get them all in here. Now for me, I don't have to do nothing else to mine. Just depending on how many I'm making and all of that. And my juice, you know. And you're going to coat them with your caramel. Now some people, I see how a lot of people make theirs. Some people use margarine and call it butter. Some people use a pat, a butter, or two. And you can cut them any way you want to. Some people cut them like French fries. You know. Some people cook them in the oven. Some people cook them on top of the stove. It's your thing. You do what you want to do right there. Okay? This is how you create the candy for the candy yams. Okay? Just like that. Come on in here. How y'all doing this fine Sunday? However you choose to do them, you just made your candy. Alright? Same way if you was making some candy and you wanted some caramel. Caramel ain't nothing but sugar. That's all caramel is sugar that's been cooked. Put your little vanilla in there, whatever you're going to put in it, depending on your flavoring. And that's all it is, let it cool. You can make it sticky. You can Let it cool, and you can add heavy whipping cream. You can fluff it up. Just depends on, you know, how thick you want your syrup. Okay? How much syrup you want. Some people like a lot. Some people like their syrup. Because my kids like me to do extra syrup and add a little water. Because they like to put it over their macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. You can cut them thick or thin. It's up to you. Okay, so you got everything in here. And what I love about real butter, they're going to cook them for you quick. Because we didn't use margarine, we used butter. We didn't use margarine, we used butter. It's a difference. When you cooking candy yams, you want to use butter. You know, Challenge, Land O'Lakes, Amish, it's butter, not margarine. Margarine has plastic in it. Margarine is man-made. Margarine comes from a lot of scraps. So they added a yellow base to it, and some of you all, that's all we knew to grow up with. But butter that has been churned from the cow, it cooks quicker. It causes your meat to cook quicker and everything, and it gives it an amazing flavor. So know the difference. I hear some people say, let's come on and add some butter. Then when I see they pack it in their hand, it be margarine. Remember, margarine is man-made. Margarine has plastic in it. And margarine is made from a combination of scraps. Originally, margarine was going to be fed over to animals. And then they added other components. I guess they test marketed it. It sold. It was a cheaper byproduct. And so that's what they started selling to us. So when some people say they're not using butter, they just simply don't know the difference. It's margarine. Country crock is not butter. You will see something that says butter. If it says margarine, that's what it is. So, you know, in this information, I didn't create it. It's out there for us to research and learn. They put it out there. They have to disclose it. But if you don't take the time to go and research it yourself, then they say it's out there. You just didn't look it up. That's what they're going to tell you. So, y'all saw the short ribs. I got the green beans going. My husband didn't pick up my buttermilk, but he going to go. I got the yams. And I'm thinking, instead of making macaroni and cheese today, I'm thinking I'm going to do some rice so that Avery can eat this with rice. Because I don't think I want to go through the macaroni thing today. And me and my husband, we don't have to have it. This is enough. The green beans, because it's going to have potatoes in it. The yams. The turkey wings. The roast beef. He has a choice. And if I do some rice, that'll be good. Hold on, let me get this person off of here. Let me make sure there ain't no scammer before I block. It's not a scammer. It's somebody just asking about somebody's last name. You have to be real careful when y'all come in under people. Because we assume they are scammers and we'll block you, not intentionally. So I hope y'all day has been going good so far. Thus far. Listen, it was so cold. We had church online. And my husband spoke today. And so we had a nice service. Got out early. Everybody could come on from home. Even when it's at home, people still won't come on. That'll preach by itself. What more can you do? You got online services and you still won't come on. Okay, so let me show you these jams. Hey. Let me turn it around. What more can you do? And half your congregation home and you online and they still won't click. I guess you just keep on moving, don't you? You see how that's doing? You see how that butter is in control with that sugar and a little bit the lime juice and everything that I added. That's all I need. And this is a thin wafer one right here. See? They don't take long to get done, you see? And I'm going to tell you something with me. I go to our deli. They don't charge you extra to cut your stuff up as long as you pick it up. All right? So, tell them to cut me up. I'm going to go shopping. But here, I need you to cut these yams. So, they cut them up. You know, some stores don't have that. I'm a home cook. I'm not trying to be a master chef or nothing. So if somebody can cut them potatoes, like my mama said, get in there and cut them potatoes for me. If you can cut them up for me, I'm going to let you. Make sure y'all sprinkle me. Yeah, margarine is not butter. But butter cooks things quick. And when you're making yams, you're going to need butter. I don't put pepper on my yams. I put pepper on my sweet potato fries. I do that. And I like sweet potato fries with my everything sauce. Hey. Gloria Green, Dolly Taylor, Trisha Thomas, thank you for the replay. All you replay viewers, click replay. Hashtag replay. Hey, nephew. Nephew, don't start now. Oh, yeah, I can handle it, nephew. I can handle it. That everything sauce was good. It was not feasible. I just didn't know if anybody would be wanting to pay, you know, $20 for a bottle of sauce because the cost of living went up. So I just bottled my recipe and left everybody alone. I don't know what you will or won't buy, and perhaps I shorted myself right there. But when everything started creeping up, even what it cost me to make it, I couldn't keep it at $8.99. Then shipping went up. So I would project that bottle of sauce might hit you for about $25. Perhaps you bought it. Perhaps you wouldn't. I don't know. The thing about food industry, to be quite honest with you, food don't make a lot of money. Y'all may not believe that. Food don't make... You ain't going to church today.
I know, but like, we're home to church.
Go ahead, Avery. You just been wanting to do... There's not a large marginal of return on food in restaurants. Because if you choose not to patronize me and I cook that food, everything can't be frozen. And according to the health department and things like that, there's certain things you can only leave out for a certain period of time. You just can't. They'll cook. Those heating places at buffets will cook that food. That steamer and everything. You can't leave that food out. So many hours you leave that thing out, that food look dry and withered. No, Harriet Waters, that's why I said, at first it looked like it, because that's how they start off. I don't mean to interrupt you. I noticed your name or I noticed your picture, but I read it. That's why I said, I read it, because at first it looked like a scammer. Because it be women scam. They use anybody's picture. That's what I was saying. I read it and I saw what you wrote. But I'm saying, like, if my moderators and stuff, they see it like that. Okay, see, these are almost done. Let me turn this around. These are almost finished. It doesn't take long to do a yam. Once you candy it, and it's going to sit, these things are almost done. See, That one is done right there. And see, it depends on how thick you cut your potato too. And I haven't added anything else to here. It's just cooking in the same, in the base that I produced for it. It's candy in them, making them good and sweet. And I still like to taste my yam, so I don't heavily just weigh mine down with cinnamon. Just weigh it down with it and serve. No, I like to taste it. And I don't have my orange peels today, but I did use my, if you ever use the orange extract, you'll thank me. And my God from Zion, don't mess around with no orange peels, I'm telling you. You'll never cook them the same. And that orange juice, I put a little orange juice in here already. But the kind out of that orange, freshly squozen. Hey, Kim Mitten. Hey, Winner. Jean P. Conley. Yep, I use them in my sweet potato pies too, Jean. Yep, I had yams at the reunion too. Hey, Kenneth Collins. So y'all, let's talk a little bit, because y'all want to just keep. Now let me show you how much meat I got on my short ribs. Come on over here. Short ribs a lot of times produced and cut wrong sometimes. Now if you like fat, ain't nothing wrong with them. But sometimes they leave you more fat than they do meat. Let's check mine out. So I go to this place and I know the guy, and I love a little fat. Don't get me wrong. You gotta have it, you know. A little fat don't hurt, especially when I'm doing certain things. But he cuts and trims the majority of my fat off. So my husband don't like fat. So you're getting a lot of meat. A lot of meat. A little meat. And like I could use this right now. And I can make anything I want. I can make some amazing gravy. And all that kind of stuff. I would just get me a little syringe. And go around. And scoop up that grease. That's why I didn't make it. Because it still produced grease. Like short ribs. Hold on 1 second. Let me get one of these ribs. And y'all saw me put this together. So you didn't run her shower before you leave. It's all right. I'm gonna put on some rice. Now I'm gonna turn these on warm as soon as my eyes let me. Let's look at this. Let's examine this, shall we? Be careful, honey. Love you. Yeah, that's after yesterday. That's what I say. Be careful, baby. Don't you like that? The afterwards. It ain't. Baby, look at this. See how he cut all that fat off? That you don't like fat? Yeah.
I can't taste nothing. I got this stuff in my mouth.
What you got?
That mouthwash.
Oh, I want you to taste how tender this meat.
Yeah,
But I'm going to taste it for you, okay?
Go ahead. I know if I eat it, I ain't gonna eat
Now, when I'm cooking my roast, when I'm cooking my vegetable soup,
I'll be right back.
me too. I like a little fat. But you can take your, you can take this off that bone. And you can cut this up any way you want. You can use them. A lot of Hispanics, they use short rib for their street taco. You can do it any way you want. These are ready. I can pull it, put it in some gravy. I think I might make a little gravy and put it over that rye. I can leave it just like that. I can put some A1 steak sauce on him if I want to. And I can treat it like a steak. And good. That was your yam. The green bean cooking. You got some canned green beans. But that's good and tender. What's wrong with this thing? I always want to fall apart. These is ready. It don't take long. See that? They ready. Those are good to go. Let me get one of them for you. I know I'm just trying everything for y'all. Two came off, only one had one. I ready. Right. Yeah, I'm just showing people my cooking. See, that's ready. That's tender. See the sticky? I'm gonna turn it off because you don't want to overcook them or they'll fall all apart. That's it now. They let them sit there. They ain't gonna bother nobody. And they sticky. Look. Look. Don't burn them. And you can put this over some little ice cream. Turn it on. They done. Just like eating a roast and a sweet potato. That's what people like. That's what old folk like. We don't want all that other stuff. That's dessert. It's candied. It tastes like a coat of candy is on them yams. That's why they're called candied yams. So today I candied you some yams. Did you see me can them? Okay, they're candied. C-A-N-D-I-E-D. That means that's like a coat of candy. That means like these and this syrup that's on them, that's sitting on them, they candied them. You have a coat of sugar on top of your beautifully displayed yams. As I say, let's see. Get in there, let me show you. So you babies that's learning to cook, ain't nothing wrong. Learn, but know the difference. That's cooked thin. That's candied. Just a coat of nice caramelized sugar. Caramel on top of your yam. Somebody want that. So now, I hope we put to sleep sweet potatoes and candied yams. I just candied you some yams. They're still yam. Still a sweet thing. That's all what you want to call. They don't take all day to cook. Don't overcook it. Don't mess up your clothes. This ain't no church clothes. Look. So that's just how you do it. And it's just that easy. My short ribs, now I'm going to tell you, you want that fat on there when you making soup. My husband don't care for no fat. I'm going to do some cornbread when my husband come back with my buttermilk. I use buttermilk in my cornbread. And ain't nothing wrong with hot water cornbread. The only problem with hot water cornbread, it's not easy to warm up. But if you just make a pan of cornbread, the next day you can pat it with a little water, honey, put it in the oven and it's like you just cooked it. Hot water cornbread is like making, basically like a flapjack. It lose the crunch and everything, so it's not good warmed up. So I'm making regular cornbread when it comes. And when I get to the end of these green beans, don't put your potatoes in them green beans right now. I see people start their potatoes the same time they start their green beans. Don't do that. You should never do that. Your potatoes are going to overcook. You're supposed to steam your potatoes on top of your green beans. That's why your green beans look white and your potatoes be just falling apart. You got to let them green beans. They already done after candy. These about ready to do something. You don't want no mushy potato. I see a lot of people and I'm like, no. Don't put them green beans in yet. But I know they're going to be mushy. But I ain't got to eat over there. I don't comment on nothing. You wait. You're going to basically steam them. The last 5 minutes of your cook. That's all you need. Sprinkle your salt and pepper on them. Put them in there. And they done. Don't put them in there when you start boiling them. And then, I just started these, look. You don't put a lot of liquid. Not for no can. You gonna wither them. These about ready. Honey. And back there is those, they gotta go in the oven. Turkey wings. And if you clean up as you go, your kitchen won't be dirty. Mine ain't dirty. Clean up as you go. Mine ain't. Even the breakfast food that we ate The yams are turned off. I'm gonna watch me a movie. Let me turn. Hold on, let me turn some lights on. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna boil some rice. I ain't gotta boil it right now, but I'm gonna do some rice. And I might take some of those short ribs and make me a little gravy over. Did you know, and I don't care who gotta go, you gotta go. I cannot appease and make everybody happy. I was watching something, and it was on YouTube, and this man had got his phone out. And see, nowadays what people are doing, especially for people like in the Appalachian Mountains and folks that ain't got money, they're turning their cameras on. They're showing you these people's lives that you would never ever meet. And they collecting money for them. And ain't nothing wrong with that, I promise you. But I looked at 2 different families. Really, it was 3, okay? I was watching White Underbelly. I saw the Whittakers. I saw that guy named Titus. And I saw a black family. Just hear what I'm got to say. One thing all these people had in common. They were all nasty. You do not have to be nasty because you are poor. But what my God spoke to my spirit was, they can't help it. All 3 of these families, there was somebody that had some mental challenges. The Whittakers, they 2 close kin. They sisters and brothers' children. They inbred. Titus, he has went religious crazy. He's trying to prove as an Amish person that he does not want to partake or be identified in this world. And then there was this man that was filming this black family. And he had them kids, which I didn't agree because they were little. I think even if he showed them, he shouldn't have asked their names. And when we went in, when he went in, he showed how they were living. And the 10-year-old was raising her other 4 siblings. One looked to be a baby about around 2. And it went like that. 4, 5, 6, like that. Didn't see the mama. She didn't get on camera. He said that CPS stepped in and the children had been removed out the home. The home was filthy. If your state of mind is not where it needs to be, I can put you in this house right now and tell you can live here rent-free. But if you nasty, you nasty. Something in your mind tell you don't pick that broom up. I couldn't understand how the kids was in dirty clothes and you had clothes going up and down the hallway. You had the means to wash them. You didn't. You say the kids need more clothes. No, you should have took care of the clothes they had, picked them up. Where the mama? What you keep doing is going out getting kids because you making yourself look good and your kids look bad. This particular family was a black family. To me, the mama neglected the kids so she could look good. She wanted to help. She didn't want to be seen. The Whittakers, the sister get in there and cook. It's so trashy. It's mental. Rapees all over the couch. There's so many animals. And people that's nasty love animals. If you can't take care of yourself, you do not need an animal. You don't need a gerbil. You don't need a cat. You don't need a dog. You need to take care of you. Bringing other animals in here that has germs and bacteria to go along with the filth that you have is going to cause a problem. The Whittaker family the whole family is mentally sick. They already said it. In the documentary, they said that they have They are inbred, sisters and brothers' kids, okay? So we already know their story. And in doing so, they sweet as they can be. But when he get them money, they don't think the way they live look bad. We think they look bad. They don't want to move from Richmond, Virginia. They want to live up in them Appalachians. They love it up there. They sit back. Some of them been married and now they divorced. I don't know if the wives finally realized that something was wrong with them. They thrive together. Now, what I do like about it is, it's on YouTube. It's called The Wit Takers. Okay? What I do like about the Wit Takers is they thrive together. They live together. One girl, the oldest sister, said her mama told her to help take care of the kids. So she said, I couldn't marry. They said, why you couldn't marry? She says, because mama said I had to always see after my brothers and sisters if something happened to her and daddy. So I couldn't marry. I didn't have no kids because I had to get my mama's kids. Now they grown. She ain't up but a year, 2 year older than the brother. But she said that's what her mama told her to do. So y'all got to quit thinking because people are poor that they're filthy and nasty. That's not true. I know some poor people keep what they got very neat and clean. It's when they get mental problems that come along with it. And as much money as they send in the wit takers don't need that money. They don't need all that money. They've been living like that forever. Now the guy did get a roof put on the trailer, but they didn't want to move. The guy did help them. One day his girlfriend came and cooked for him. They're in their own world. It don't bother them that the world is changing. It don't faze them at all. They took Ray and them to the carnival. They had a good time. They went to Walmart. Some of them, it was their first time in Walmart. Because she said normally her and the oldest brother and one more go to Walmart. And they bring them back. You can't take people out the environment. They said, why don't you take Ray to the doctor? His knees hurt. He go, oh. But if you take them people out the environment and you try to take him to the doctor and put them on all that stuff, it'll probably kill them. If you sit around here trying to feed them fancy food, their stomachs probably can't take it. See, we are an adjustable human being. We adjust to our environment. Some people talk about energy. Some people declare that they're their own gods. You're not a god. You're not. There's only one. Little lowercase gods, you're not supposed to worship, not even yourself. I wish that our government would fight for America as hard as they fight in other places. I wish they would open these state hospitals back up that they shut down and released all these mental patients. You don't know what could trigger somebody. I know here in this state, in Atlanta, they closed all the mental hospitals. And they gave people the opportunity to bring those patients into their homes. Some you can deal with, but some people for money are playing Russian roulette. They may not live in a house with them, but they got to have a caregiver in that house with them. I wish that if we could deal with mental health, I believe that we would have less homeless people. I'm going to say that one more time. Let me get this meat out my mouth. If they start battling mental health, you will have less homeless people. Homelessness is a state of mind. Just like it's really a physical thing. So you can be homeless in your own home. You can't even will yourself to bathe. You can't even will yourself to clean up. You looking at it looking at you. You don't want to live like this, but you can't help it. You can't help it. You simply can't. And that's what people don't understand. Girl, don't be messing with him. What's wrong with him? He fine, but something wrong with him. And then you want to go behind that? See, it's the lives whose lives they lives touch. There are some people right now, ain't a thing wrong with them. They homeless because they don't have a residency. I watch documentaries all the time. And this one guy said, I just live in a shelter. Ain't nothing wrong with me. He said, I live in a shelter. He said, I work across town, but it's cheaper to live here than to rent. He lived in Atlanta. He said, it's cheaper to live here than to rent. So I live in a shelter. And I know what time to get here to get my bed. He said, because I got goals. He said, and I'm trying to stack my money as much as I can. He said, this is how I choose to. He said, I got a bus pass. I do whatever I'm going to do. I know what time to get here to get a bed. He said, and it's just me. He said, and what I got planned, I don't need all of that. Then they interviewed a man. They called him a beggar. He was pretending to be homeless. He was in California. And time you pull up at the light, they was trying to sell water and cleaning your windshield and you giving them money. At the end of his day, they followed him. And they followed him into a parking lot, a Publix parking lot, where his Jeep Cherokee was parked. He took them homeless clothes off and shoes and everything, put it in the back of his trunk, put his shoes on. He had nice clothes, and he drove home into a nice neighborhood in California. And 2020 followed him and said, was you not the homeless man that was begging? They said, we followed you because we're doing a documentary on beggars. And is it real? Like, how much money do they make? And he said, I make $100,000 a year begging. I'm a professional beggar. Now, if you don't believe me, you go and read in the Bible. They had professional beggars in there. One man sat by the road. You see what I'm saying? One man sat on the road beside the highway begging. His eyes were blind and the light. Y'all know that song. He could not see. He clutched his rag. Y'all know that song. Y'all know the man that was sitting at the gate of Beautiful begging. So I went and I was looking on Facebook. Y'all got professional beggars. You see how y'all choose. It's a choice. Y'all choose not to give to any people that are giving you. But for some reason, all these young boys that are gay, they beg. They come on 4 or 5 times a day and tell you to give them money. Get them $2, $5 Friday, $6 Saturday, $7 Sunday, and you give it. And they have 3,000 and 4,000 people on their lives. So you do the math. And you mean to tell me you collected this much money and you came live 5 times in that day? Some of them are walking away with $20,000 a month. And you got out there and worked hard. You went to work. Some of y'all got to hit it in the morning. Some of y'all can't wait for the next 10 days to get that Social Security check. Your disability check. So this man said it wasn't on 2020, it was on Dateline. He said, you know how all of those shows, I get them confused, but it's up on YouTube. He said, I'm a professional beggar. I make over $100,000 a year in California just begging. They asked him, did he feel guilty for doing that? He said, no, because I'm not deceitful. I sell water. I wipe their windshields. Some people see the state I'm in, the clothes I'm in, and they volunteer their money. They volunteer their money. You can't even say nothing about the people on here. Okay, Deacon Calvin, take your time, baby. I'm good. Enjoy your day. If they giving it to them, you can't come on there and say, yeah, theirs is tax-free. Except for Cash App now. Cash App can get you. But that beggar is tax-free. You know. Now, I don't know now. People don't carry as much cash as they used to. I don't know now. But I do know. Let me tell you something. Everybody homeless is not without family and friends. Please take your time and watch documentaries. Everybody with a cell phone, they're interviewing people. It was one dude interviewed a girl in Atlanta, 15 years old. She out there selling drugs. Where your mom and daddy? Oh, I go home, she said. My mama got 8 kids. And us older ones leave to give her a break. Where your daddy? She said, my daddy is in another town, but I talked to him. She said, my mama know where I'm at. She said, I get out here. She said, I don't sell my body, but I sell. She proceeded to tell us that she go to school. She go to school. She go to school with our kids. She go to school. I'm finna take this and she go to school with your kids and my kids. Need a smaller container because I don't need this big skillet. And she said that her mama knew what she was doing. And she said, we give our mama a break. We get out the house. We get out of her way. Everybody that's out there on these streets, they're not like you think. Some homeless people get a check. They got an overseer for their check. They sisters send their money to Western Union. They go get their money. But they also take money from you. Now, some of them are mental. Some are not. That's why you got to be careful. Even a homeless person. See, did you know if you pay any attention to people, if you dirty, you dirty, whether you homeless or not. Some homeless people will cuss you out. Some homeless people, you out there trying to feed them, and they'll steal from you. Okay, we finna empty it. Hold on, y'all. Turn the camera. Some homeless people can kill this that you here to feed them. Get in their way. Leave your pocketbook. Set it down somewhere. You'll find out. You'll find out if they care. Well, I'm going to put it like this. You'll find out how much they don't care. Now, these are candied yams. I want you to see the difference. These are candied yams, okay? See how it's taking a minute? Because that's like candy. Alright, it's like candy. I can feel you when you walk. That's just like candy. When it take over me. It's so tender. Okay. These are candied. They're candied. They look like candy is on them. That's what they are. They are candied. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera so y'all can see. That's so good. Let me tell you something. It's going to be out right there. Do you see the candy? Do you see the candy? That's dessert. Put that over some butter pecan ice cream. Baby, that's dessert for you. That's caramel. Just sitting on top of those yams. Okay, that's why they candied. And see, you can see the stickiness. Look, that's candy. See, you can eat that. You can eat that. Put that over you. I'm trying to tell you. Baby, that's good. That's candy. That's candy. That's candy yam. Yep, might be diabetes, but we eat it. We don't eat them every day. And I'm not going to call it diabetes because, see, that's where y'all wrong. And I love you, Linda Patton. And I thank you for watching me. But candy yams is not diabetes. Diabetes is not sugar. Diabetes have to do with your pancreas. And when your pancreas does not break down the carbs that you eat, it is not sugar. That's what we call, because our parents couldn't read or write. They couldn't say diabetes. Diabetes ain't sugar. It's not the sugar. And you can be skinny, and you can eat right and eat healthy, and still have digestional diabetes because you got pancreas problems. I just want you to know, I want to say dumb it down like y'all tell me to. I don't need to act like I know so much, because people get mad when they find out you're a little educated. You know what I'm saying? So let's just leave that alone. But I really think I could have been a lawyer. I could have been a doctor. I really do think I could have. But you know, I was so busy wanting to live my life and be grown. Now I look over my life and say, had I chose to go the way my first mind was, I'd be living a little different than what I'm living now. Hey, Brad. Let me bring y'all over here and show y'all what I'm talking about with these potatoes. Potatoes are ready. The green beans are ready. You take those last few minutes of that green bean. You dash you some potatoes in there. Hold on. Get the potatoes on there. Just like you want them. It's just me and Eddie and Ava. Just take that potato. You shake that little pepper on there like you want them. That's how my granny used to do it. Make sure that pepper's showing. Tell your daddy to turn my medicine in over the visor and to bring you some macaroni, huh? That's it. You don't do nothing else. They don't need to be covered. You can put a top on them. You can sprinkle a little salt on them. That's it. It's the last cook. It's the last cook. You're going to steam them. If you put them in with a lot of water, they're going to be mushy. Listen, young people and old people. You don't start your green beans off with your potatoes. And you don't put them in there. You don't have to use an Instapot or nothing for no potatoes. Potatoes are steamed. These potatoes will be done in 5 minutes. And if I did not have a lid, I would cover it up with some aluminum foil. That's it. I'm going to put a little salt on here. I'm going to put a little salt on here. And I'm going to sit here with this and talk to y'all. This is done. All I got to do is do some rice or something if he don't bring her macaroni. And that's it. But the next time y'all see something sweet, diabetes is not sugar. Okay? It's your ability that your pancreas is not breaking down your food. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Now, part 2 of that. For you all that keeps acting like I don't understand the concept of what we should and shouldn't eat. Certain blood types should eat certain things. And based on us people that come from Africa, based on you being an animal, we were really not supposed to eat animals. Adam and Eve ate a vegan diet.
Let me show you. Come on, back up.
There's nothing wrong. But in the book of Leviticus, there's so many things they tell you not to eat. You would be mad at me. You can't eat shrimp. You can't eat whiting. You can't eat no fish that don't have no scales. You can't eat nothing that don't have no fins and no gills, that can't self-clean itself. You would not be eating no lobster. You would not be eating no bottom feeders. You would not be eating no crab legs. You would not be eating no shrimp. But see, here's y'all problem. If I start talking educated, y'all get mad at me. But I'm supposed to keep sitting here letting y'all come for me because you think I'm fat and you feel that I eat wrong. Well, my blood work is probably better than y'all's. Some of y'all need to go and read and find out the stuff Dr. Sabby found out before something happened to him all of a sudden. Dr. Sabby was teaching us about our diet and about our people. You know, everybody is different. And our people, what we should and shouldn't eat. That's why a lot of people now are drinking and eating sour soup. They're doing things natural. That's why a lot of people are releasing meat. When I didn't eat meat and nothing from an animal, you could poop. And your poop didn't stink because it was full of vegetables. And I did it for almost 2 years. And I hate that I started back eating. Was I still big? Yeah, because sometimes you can eat too many carbs. But I was a lot skinnier. And I wasn't on all this medication for my back because I didn't have these problems. I understand the Bible correctly. God created the herbs, the plants for our meats and healing. He did, Cynthia. He did. So when people come and say, "Oh Lord, that's," and she didn't mean, I don't know that she meant no harm. In my spirit, I don't feel like she meant no harm. But a long time ago, they used to tell my grandmama and them, "You know you can't have nothing sweet. You got sugar." That is not what sugar is. Sugar is not sugar. Sugar got to do with your pancreas. And there's a lot of people that slim and look good, and they got problems. They got issues. That pancreas will not break. And when it stops breaking stuff down, then it attacks your kidneys because, you know, when you pee and stuff, you're filtering out the stuff that the pancreas didn't filter out. And so it's too much on the kidneys. So the kidneys stop working 100%. They get to 30 and 20%, then you got to go on dialysis. That person can eat a salad every day. My pastor is not big, and he's a bad diabetic. And I don't care how much he's growing up. My pastor done lost so much weight, y'all, and he still have problems with his sugar. And the first thing we say is, well, you know, it run in our family. But the medications that I give, we get, they give you medicine for this, but it messes with that. So you can have this, that, this, and that. You can have this, that. But see, I get so tired of going back and forth with people, and then they want to come for you as though they're all seeing and all know, like they doctors, and that if they are pound, if they go to the doctor, ain't nobody at their perfect weight. Let me tell you, these people that be telling me to lose weight, the doctor be telling them you need to lose weight. And some people, they eat real bad, but genetically, obesity don't run in their family. And I'm not mad because she made the statement. I'm upset that people don't understand. And like right now, I got mean faces because it says if you give me a heart, if you give me stars, it says you didn't have to do it. But you did. Now, why are you mad? Because I got that. Why are you mad? Because I can get stars and supporter badges. What somebody give me, you shouldn't be mad. You shouldn't be mad. Like I shouldn't be mad if they don't give me. So let me break this down a little bit further. The people that do my house, the people that is designing my kitchen, I'm going to show you how unhealthy we are in America. Come on over here. Because y'all love to pass judgment as though you really eat right. So until you can tell me, oh, Miss Trace, I have. So you can go on and turn those off. They done. You can turn them off, and the rest of that heat, don't hit the lid. It'll be good. You can say, Miss Tracy, I don't eat sugar. You have to prove to me you don't have no sugar in nothing you eat. This was made for me. I'm going to turn it down and let you see it. This was made for me. This is from India. It was made for me. This is not made with no sugar at all. This is candy in India. They don't eat nothing from an animal. This is candy. It's not made with butter, no saturated fat. This is made with dates. All natural. This is their candy. My kitchen designer is going back to India for a month. She made me these. I've been eating them. Ava can't stand them. It's got ginger in it. I don't know, I think. But it's got dates. And whatever it is, it's stuff I'm not used to. It's natural. It tastes good to me. It ain't gonna taste good to her. She wanted to try it. The more I eat it,
tastes like...
the more I like it.
It tastes like poop.
I forgot what she told me. But if I was born over there, this is my candy. Now, ain't no sugar in here. Ain't nothing from an animal. Ain't no butter. The sweet comes from the natural date. She has some nuts in here. And some other spices. Now, the more I eat this, I like it. It's enough sugar. And Indian people, they can get big. They be thick. Some of them got hips and everything. But this is natural. So when people come and tell you, perhaps someone needs to learn this recipe. If you like sugar, learn how to make your stuff. Same way, Muslims, they make bean pies. The bean pie tastes like a sweet potato pie. This is very good. The more I eat them, this is the second set she give me. And she gonna be gone. So she brought these to me. I don't eat them every day. But to help me, when I crave something, I can freeze them. They're made out of dates. There's no butter. There's no added preservatives. That's not natural. Thank you. I think I got these earrings from Cato's or Belts. And the date is the sugar. The Bible says the food was made for the stomach. And the stomach was made for the food. And they both gonna perish. So you can sit around here and try to preserve this body. My God from Zion, look how many healthy people died during the COVID. My latter gonna be greater than my past. I'm speaking over myself. And I hope that my seed be blessed. I hope the things that I do that my children's and my children, even if it's grandkids I never see. Just like Paris Hilton. Her great-granddaddy dead. Her son don't know him. But he's a Hilton. And he's still living on them Hilton rewards. But don't make me act like I'm so knowledgeable. Because I won't try to break nothing down for you if you don't mess with me. You gonna die. You can die rich. You can die poor. The soil is the soil. You cannot eat and starve yourself. It don't matter. But you still gonna die. And you need to understand the food that you should be eating. We're all animals. So why do we eat meat? Why do we eat another animal? We're of a higher being, but why do we eat meat? If I raise my children away from society, no cell phones, no TV, I raised them on a farm, what we grew, we ate. I taught them to read and write from my experience. There's a family that I watch on TV, and that's what they did. And now their kids have gotten in the world, they coming back home. The mom and daddy done got a divorce. Why? Why do we have phones and why do we have TVs in our houses? Why did we update ourselves? Why we got to be like our next door neighbor? Why do your grandkids go to daycare when you sit at home every day? And that daycare bill is costing your children $600 a week. Why we don't pull our means together to buy something together, to live together? Why we can't live together? I mean, like, those are the things that make you go, We talk about other people. We'll say, oh, that house. And I know because I done heard it. Honey. And they ain't supposed to say this. Well, you know, this is a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. See, I don't like when the realtors do that. That's called steering. You're not supposed to do it. You can get in trouble. But what you're really trying to say, that there's a bunch of them living in that house. And it is. But they're living together. They're able to make it. They're able to save. They send money home. They're not the only ones send money back home. Africans is the #1 money send back home people. Africans, they don't like us either like that. They think we lazy. They think we don't appreciate nor do we value the amount of money we could make. And what's wrong with Africa is it's corrupt. Their government is corrupt. But they will use the brakes off of us. And they'll send it home. We Americans, and I'm American. I was born here. I don't know nothing else by nowhere else. Y'all can say what y'all want to. This is home for me. This land is my land. We the only ones we the ones keep the nursing homes open. We the ones, they will work there, but they mama ain't there. You don't find no Africans in no nursing home. They work there. You don't find no Hispanics in the nursing home. They work there. We just too busy. You give a nursing home, you don't even know how to handle your business before you put your mom and daddy in there. You're supposed to get all the stuff out of their names before you go and put them in a nursing home. Because the nursing home going to want their house. They're going to want you to sign the deeds over to them and everything. And if something happens, they're going to own that house. You're willing to just put them in there so quick before you handle the business. You do not have to sign the documents the way the nursing home tell you to do. Just tell them you're responsible for that bill. Don't say your mother. Because when they find out how much income your mama got, say your mama get $4,500 a month. That's how much it's going to take her to stay in that nursing home. And the woman next door to her, she got $800 a month. And that's what she paying. What they say, work smarter and not harder. So nursing homes base it on your income. So if DeMadre makes $4,500 a month and I go put him in a nursing home, they want the paymaster of his check. It's going to take his check to stay there. I come rolling in there, and I only got $1,500 a month.
Mama,
That's what I'm going to pay to be there.
Mama, he took his phone with him and he's still not answering.
Okay. What my other phone at? Oh, in there. But in order for them not to know how much they make, you call and you sit down with them and you say, yes, I was thinking about putting my mom in here. And they're going to say, okay, can you give me a little history on her? Well, she lives with me. All right. How much money she gets a month and da-da-da. I'm going to be responsible for it. I'm going to pay. Well, do she get income? Well, I want to be responsible. My mama never really worked, and I can pay for it. They cannot stop you. They can't stop you. Hold on a second. Who's that? Hey, can you turn in my? I'm on live still, but can you turn my medicine in over my visor? You got to go to CVS to turn that one in.
Okay.
What else did I say I needed him to do?
Macaroni.
Oh, pick Avery up a macaroni and cheese from a family one from Bojangles. Oh, I was saying like on your way home from Bojangles.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Okay. Everything well? Walk through the house and let me see. Walk through the house and let me see real quick. The price won't be the same. I know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you how I know. You turn the camera off. No, you don't. You just have to sign that you're responsible for the bill. No different than buying a car. Okay? Hold it up. Let's see.
I'm turning the lights on. We ain't really got no lights right now.
Okay. All right. All right.
You see right here where the wash and dry gonna be? And you see, I took a little bit of the space from the kitchen.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah.
All right, baby. All right, I love you. So, how I know? That's what happened with my friend. Her mom was a school teacher. Okay, her mom was a school teacher. And her dad ranked high in the Air Force. And he died. Hey, Lisa Nona. And her mom was drawing like over $5,000 a month between her teacher retirement and everything and what her husband was giving her. So I talked with my friend. And I said, find out, can you be responsible for her? Tell them that you want to pay monthly. It's based on you. You want to see that she gets in. What does it take? What's the bare minimum? What does it take to reside here at this place? Because just say she don't have no insurance. Say she don't have nothing. A lot of people get put in nursing homes that ain't got nothing. Some nursing homes get your check started for you. They send people in to see about you and get you set up to get some assistance. So she said, well, this is what we charge for people that don't have, or that typically, that are, that's got at least Social Security coming in. And so she told them what she wanted them to know her mom had coming in. She ain't mentioned her dad's money at all. And she told them she would be responsible. And they took it. They billed her. She paid it every month. If she didn't pay, her mama was going to be put out. But if you sit there and you think I'm lying, try it and see. Put your mama or your dad in a nursing home, and they got 40 acres. They got a house on 10 acres. The nursing home going to get that house. If it's in that patient's name, you going to sign paperwork saying any and all things that they have, property and as well as financial, belongs to that nursing home facility. Now, figure it out yourself. I'm not going back and forth. I did it. I know it to be factual. And then I also know somebody that didn't listen, and they took their grandmama land and the house. Every nursing home ain't the same. Every nursing home don't require 5 years of documents. They're not the same. And that's why a lot of people now are doing assisted living. That's why a lot of people now are getting in-house care for their parents and their loved ones. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to go because I done experienced. I know for a fact. And you ain't getting it back. They will accumulate. These nursing homes, honey, they ran by individuals. They bought with company and corporations. They ain't ran by the state. They get state money, state help, because they'll sign you up. They'll get you benefits. But if I want to come pay for my mama to be in there, they will accept my pay. But we can't help each other. One nursing home said, no, that ain't across the board. Same way with state hospitals. You can go right now and get patients to make $3,000 and up. If you go and get some of these kids from foster care that's got ADHD and you put them in the house, they're going to make more money than a regular resident. A lot of people, all you got to do is have an escape plan. You got to put an exit sign and an entry sign. You got to put the escape route on the wall. You can print you off a flyer, and you can go, and they will give you patients to live in your house. They'll tell you how much they'll do the downtrodden of how much the patients make. You got to go to court. They will give you guardianship over those patients so that you can take those patients back and forth to the doctor. You can get patients to live in your house. I know a lot of people right now, they rent properties and they get a caregiver to live there, and they're making all kind of money. When I say all kind of money, it ain't nothing for them to pull $20,000-$25,000 a month. And some of them live with them, depending on the patient. Some of them running 2-3 homes, paying you good, paying you about $20-something, $800 a week. They can do it. Because when they get, and what you have to do with those patients, you have to break down their money, especially if something wrong with them. You have to say like, rent for this room. The room has to have an individual bed, their own dresser. They can share rooms, but they got to have their own beds, their own dressers, and they got to have an individual chair. That gives them their own personal space. And you can charge them $1,500 a month for that room. Some of them get some food stamps. The state will give you an allotment 2 times a year for their clothing. They give you a spring allotment and a winter allotment. A lot of people go like to Dollar General and Family Dollar and get them jogging suits. You have to break down it. They can still have their own accounts and stuff. You got to be careful because they got family, so they should have a little money left. Okay, and you can break it down. They're gonna come through. They're gonna check. If they able to ask some questions, they ask some questions. They got to move them if they feel like it's necessary to remove them. Sometimes you get runaways. Sometimes you get young girls that's very nature. You have to go to court and see if you can get them fixed, or they'll be done brought some babies in. And some go from foster to adoption. Now, I'm not just talking about foster Libby Rose. We're talking about going to state facilities, like getting people out of the state hospitals and mental hospitals because they shut them down. And you can actually, like, long as it's a certain way you have to have the house, and they would place them in your care. Now, you get more money for a child foster cared in Alaska than you do in the lower 48s. And some of them can't get nothing. They make good. Some of them people come with packages of $3,000 and $4,000. Like some people snap. Like one lady, I remember her husband died. She didn't have but a stub. And she was getting like, she was one that was about $3,500 a month. But now, foster to adoption, the adoption kids get a lot if they go through the state. Here, they'll pay for their college. They still get their checks. You still get money. Avery wasn't a ward of the state. I didn't get her through the state. But had I got her through the state, had she got in the system, I would have got a check every month. Regardless of what I made, I would be getting a check right now. Adopted, yes. If I got her through foster, then she was a ward of the state, then I would still be getting, I didn't get nothing. I never received nothing from her. I was supposed to get child support, but I never got it from the parents. So funny you talk about this. I've been thinking about fostering teen girls again. Some of them have to go, depending on the mental breakdown and what's going on. And some of them get even more money. Some of them get put back into facilities to be reevaluated. A nursing home is just a building. It's the people that work inside the nursing home that don't care for the residents, but only there for the money. Well, you know, Mother Ruthie Moore, that's anywhere. You can even have a good nurse or a bad nurse. You got good doctors and bad doctors. You got some doctors care about their patients. You pretty too, sister. You got doctors care about their patients, and then you got doctors that don't care. Do y'all remember that doctor that was on the news? Sure, you remember that doctor on the news? The woman recorded him, and he was using the N-word and everything. And she found out what he was saying, because she was picking up his recordings to document them and type them up. And some kind of way, one got in there, and he was like, I don't care. These low income, low base such and suches, and they do good. I'm a good doctor. I'm tired of this, tired of making this. They got him. They stripped him. And I don't know if he went to jail or not, but he ain't no doctor no more. You got bad teachers. Some teachers are only there because they get off for the summer. Not all teachers like kids. Not all teachers like kids. Yes, while she was having surgery, one lady had it in her hair. They was talking about one lady while she was laying on the operating table, and she had a device in her hair to record them. You got some teachers, your kid ain't bad. That teacher don't like kids. They'll tell you in a minute, I don't like children. But you teach them. I might teach them, but I don't like kids. Okay, Elaine Jones told me to look for the movie Dr. Death. Okay. Y'all know this is the first time I realized that y'all supporter badges got a heart on the inside. Did y'all all know that y'all green supporter badges got a heart in them? I didn't know that. So, I'm trying to tell you, everybody that work at a restaurant, they living like filth. You in there eating that restaurant food, and if you followed that cook home, if you followed that chef home, baby, you will probably be somewhere losing weight. They won't need to give you gastric bypass. You just had it. If you go home with some of them teachers and their houses look like, ain't no way you gonna be bending down in my kid's face and your house look like that. Ain't no telling what's going on in that forest. Hold on, let me get this person out. Ain't no telling what's going on in that forest. You can call yourself a chef and everything, but you get home, they're up there trying to correct you and tell you not to cook. Some of y'all watch me. Don't do that. Wear your gloves. Look at your house. Just stop right now and look around. And say, why am I on here faking it? Why am I on here being a bully and typing when my house is nasty and my drawers done crumbled up like this in the corner? Some of y'all pennies right there on the floor like this. Stop. That's why I say, don't quit esteeming yourself higher than you should. Stop. Some of y'all right now be done wallowed all day long and ain't hitting nobody's wall. And that's your business. Some of y'all do the most. I would be thinking I'm finna walk into this house that's immaculate and everything is in place and ain't nothing wrong. That all your clothes are color coordinated in your closet. And that everything is so neatly tucked and nice and ain't nothing wrong. One day, you're going to mess around. You're going to hit the wrong button while you watching somebody on live. You're going to come up on that live like that Keisha girl, that Kendra girl. I don't know what device she used, but if you click to want to come up, you don't ever know when she's going to pick you. And one day, she clicked it, and this woman was beating her daughter, a child. And they asked how old the child was, and and the man said the child is 2. And Kendra said, she cussing that child like that and beat that child like that, and that child just 2. It's not my child. He was a foreigner. Because them Africans and stuff, honey, they beat their kids. He said, he's not my child. She said, well, you're not going to be on my show. Y'all going to sit around here and beat this child like that? She said, you didn't know the camera was on. Y'all going to mess around one day and hit that want to come up, and they ain't going to know you hit it because it fade out. And I'm going to hit it, and one day your camera going to be on. And I'm going to be like, now I know good and well she ain't always on here talking, and she sleeping on all them clothes and all them candy bars on her bed. I know good and well that kitchen ain't that nasty. I understand everybody want to make money and they realize that they can make it on him. But be who you are. It take a lot of work to be something you're not. It take a lot of work to be something you're not. I am not finna go rent no Airbnb for me to look like I got a nice kitchen for y'all. I had an older kitchen, but wasn't nothing wrong with my house. I'm not going to sit around here. If it ain't good enough for you, go find somebody else's to watch. We all ain't got the same money. We all ain't got the same money. Some of y'all, if them cameras ever turned on, you never want to eat at that restaurant again. Did you see the man that lost his job? He got suspended because he was delivering the chicken. He delivers the chicken over in the morning. He was delivering it to Popeyes. He said every night that he did 5 in the morning, he delivered that chicken. He got the code to get in there. It ain't nothing but rats. And he said people won't believe him, honey. It looked like Ratatouille in there. So he got his phone out. He said, there go another one. And he recorded it. And he put it on Facebook. And they suspended him. But he was like, these rats are everywhere. When I say everywhere, he said they everywhere. And sometimes the rats is not like roaches. Now, roaches are respectful. You'll see a little one trying to say, can I come out right now? They come out at night. Roaches is freaks. The freaks come out at night. But baby, a rat, if they smell that food, they hungry enough, they shoot across that room. You be like, God almighty. I wasn't supposed to catch that on camera. Being the two of us need look no more. We both found what we were looking for. Ben done come out the closet. With nothing to call my own, I'll never be alone. 'Cause you and I were, you got a friend in me. You'll be singing Ben, honey. But them roaches, they kind of like, we used to go out and party, stand on the wall, boom, boom, 'cause I was the baby, ooh, to really get. Now they come out at night. The freaks come out. You just kind of have to make sure they ain't sniffing powders, because you shake them powders like that, they gonna leave some footprints in the sand. You know, footprints in the dark, leaving them footprints. But rats is so disrespectful. They want to have a takeover spirit. I was watching Hoarders, and they was cleaning up. They had already done that woman's house, fumigated it so many times. And while they was going through, there goes some more coming. The baby rats came. And I was like, this is so disrespectful. The woman was living with rats. I said, I would want to be her neighbor right now. Because I know they were running. They was like, I'm running for my life. I'm running for my life. And I know them rats. And rats live underground. Rats know how to travel. Don't go to New York subway and don't be fooling around there with Marta. You don't set your pocketbook down. Some of them rats, they say them rats in New York look like a cat. They say they so big because they got so much food and honey. They say New York is infested underground. I don't know now. I can't confirm or nor deny. But as it was told unto me, I cannot confirm nor deny. Allegedly, there's a lot of field rats in New York City, and it ain't even no fields down in Manhattan. But they say them little 5 boroughs, they say they something else down there. Now we got rats. We got field rats that be out in the field too. You can go play softball and we might have one pop up. But them country rats, they just going on about their beer. Well, my aunt had some rats that ate through her cedar block. Honey, cause that hog pen. You gotta be careful now. You ain't seen no rats unless you live on no farm. Them farmers ain't telling you that. But them rats be eating them pig slop. Them rats be in there. They grow big on the farm. They look like they got muscles. Got long tails. You be thinking it's a possum. Don't mess around if you want to. You just better know what all is in that bone. Baby, I don't know why we talking about rats and roaches. I guess it's just the moral of the story is I ain't gonna try to judge you for the way you live. Don't try to judge me. The moral of the story, what I've talked about all this whole thing, is that candied yams are candy. The moral of the story is that when you cook green beans, put your potatoes on the last 5 minutes of the cook. And do not add no more water. There should not be water over the potatoes. The moral of the story is that mental health is what's driven homelessness in the United States of America. The moral of the story and what I'm trying to tell you is get your business in order. If you don't want to be bothered or have to put your loved ones in a nursing home, no disrespect, but make sure you go on and get everything out their name so they don't take your inheritance. New York sits all its trash out with food. Oh, yeah, they say when you land in New York, it has an odor, it smells. I don't know, because I ain't never been there. Mental health is really our problem, our driven thing to our homelessness. Everybody homeless is not homeless. And everybody homelessness is also a state of mind. Some people are with you and their minds are somewhere else. Some people have to live with somebody else. McKinney Law said that's homelessness as well, because you don't have your own place and you got kids. You know, just like that movie, what was it called with Queen Latifah, the Beehive or Bee something. So I don't know how many morals I gave, but I gave a lot of them. And so today we got on the menu, we got our turkey wings, short ribs, green beans with the potatoes, the candied yams that I candied. They still a sweet potato. You just make a candy over them, which is a syrup. And I'm gonna make cornbread if it get bad, and I'm gonna put on some rice. Yeah, it's a preferal of rats, but I haven't, allegedly. Ava, will you go get me some glasses? I have struggled long enough. Yeah. Please, in my room, remember that, please.
I want glass.
The glasses to my eyes. Oh, one more thing too. Sugar is not sweets. Diabetes is not sugar. That's what I meant to say.
How many minutes was that?
Diabetes is not sugar. Huh? Diabetes is your ability that something's going wrong with your pancreas, and your pancreas is not breaking down the intake of the food in which you eat. Therefore, you don't remove all the toxins and things that you need, which then wear and tear on your kidneys, which then will put you on dialysis. The only reason why your grandmama called it the sugar, because she probably couldn't say diabetes. That just was a short name that they gave us. It don't mean, now some people can't have a piece of cake. The reason why you can't have any sweets is because of your pancreas, okay? And that's the same reason with diverticulitis. Your body cannot break down these nuts. It can't break down the flour and the things like that, so it becomes painful. There's some things, even with your type O positive, O negative, type AB, there are things that they say that we shouldn't have. I love tomatoes. I could eat a tomato sandwich right now, but it causes inflammation. I love documentaries. If you don't like to read, then watch your documentaries. But it's out there. Margarine is not butter. Butter is not margarine. Margarine is actually scrapple that they used to feed the animals with, the pigs and everything. And then later on, it has plastic in it. And then later on, they added a yellow fat base into it. And they packaged it. So that's why, if you pay any attention, when you melt a stick of margarine, it has water in it. Butter does not. I remember when they called it sugar diabetes, but being diabetic, even if you changed the way you eat, it can still affect you because you have problems with your pancreas. That don't mean you will get off of insulin or anything, because it's something going on. And they know this, and they, instead of fixing it, diabetes is the #1 killer to take people out of here. If they can cure and get you to AIDS, HIV, undetectable, they could have been fixed diabetes. But here's the thing. Do you really think our government is going to sit around here and get us off of medicine when pharmaceutical salesmen is the #1 drug dealers in the United States of America? Honey, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is how your green beans should look. Okay? That's what green beans look like. That's what they look like. You don't ever want, hold on one second. You don't ever want to put your green beans and potatoes in a bunch of water. Okay. I want to enjoy my dinner. I'm going to fix a little rice. Maybe. There go your yams. They're candied. Okay, you see the candy? You see the candy? There's your yams. Okay. So, please. I love everybody. I'm not saying healthy eating is not healthy eating. But sometimes large amounts of cholesterol, sugar foods, and sugary drinks, obesity. Well, some of you all eat a whole lot of that. Have you wondered? Have you ever wondered, Linda Patton? Because you was the one said diabetes. Have you ever wondered who created all these dishes that had sugary drinks, cholesterol, and fat? Because I know a lot of skinny people, and especially athletes that have a very strong metabolism. They eat everything you say, and they never gain weight because of their metabolism. Do you ever realize how these dishes were invented and started? Do you really think that a lot of things that we eat was because we wanted it? Do you really think we wanted to create and eat chitlins? I mean, since you want to keep coming for me, why don't you and I just break it on down and have a great discussion on it? Because, honey, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. What does ignorance mean? What is ignorance, Linda Patton? What does the word ignorance come from? What is ignorance? The Bible speaks on gluttony. It does. It also speaks on hypocrites. It also speaks on fornication and adultery and backbiting, lying and cheating. It also tells you in the book of Leviticus not to eat a lot of things. But are you under law or are you under grace? And gluttony is a person that sit around and eat all day long and indulge in it like 600-pound lies. It's not somebody on steroids. It's not somebody. A lot of people like with me that have an inactive thyroid, just like my friend that has an overactive thyroid. Don't walk up to her and just say, why you so skinny? That's an insult. You don't know her story. Why she's so skinny is because she can't gain weight. Because everything she eat, her thyroid take up. Everything I eat, mine store. Because why? It's inactive. So I'm not hungry like some people. And you want to quote what the Bible speaks. The Bible also tells you to be your brother and your sister's keeper. The Bible also tells you to come and let's reason together. The Bible also tells you to write the vision and make it plain. The Bible also tells you to study to show yourself approved. A workman need not be ashamed when rightfully dividing the truth. And the Bible also tells you don't quote a word but live it. Don't be just a hearer of the word but be a doer thereof. So you know when you start wanting to tell me what it says, the Bible also tells you what you do in the secret will come to dark. You don't want to use that. The Bible also says that you can have generational curses. The Bible also says if your children don't believe like you believe, then they're not under the covenant, but you believe that they are under the covenant because you don't want your children to go to hell and you don't want them to endure anything. But we can keep going on and on. The Bible also says a man They don't work, don't eat. The Bible also tells you that you must, if you don't take care of your family, if you ain't out here taking care of your family, you done laid up with an egg-sucking dog. You got some bastards running around there. But you don't want to call them that. You don't call your children and your grandchildren no bunch of bastards. And your daughter done had them and ain't married. We don't want to do that to the grandchildren. We don't want to talk about the grands. And they all got different names and different locations, different places, different states. Your daughter Kitty been all around the United States of America. And we don't know who Peter Bug's daddy is. We ain't found him yet. We done tested so many. And you know good and well that the last one, it's a possibility. They could be brothers and cousins. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to act like that. I know a lot of people ignorant. They're ignorant. I'm waiting for her to tell me what ignorant is. 'Cause I don't want to be like that. A lot of people fat and got a man and you can't keep one. Is it cause your snatch dry? What is it? Why 600-pound women can get a man and give them a bath and wipe their butt and yours done left you and won't come back? You can't pay him to come back. Why? She don't look better than you. It's her. It's her nasty, evil, condescending ways. It's how she talked to him. It's what she thinks. It's how she treat his mama. It's that she think she better than the family. He got sick of it. Don't run now. You asked for it. Bring your behind back in here. Even a person that got Down syndrome can have a job better than you. So what is ignorance? Leave me alone. Find somebody else to play with. And whoever sent you over here, and tell them, it won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No, 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 it won't work. People die that are skinny too. They eat lettuce and tomatoes. They do boo-boo. But they had to be put in the ground. But they were skinny. And their caskets was narrow. But gotta get this right. Hold on. So, find somebody else to play with. Ask your mama. She used to do it too. Stop trying to comfort people. You ain't got the ammunition. Sitting around here worried about some freaking fat and some food. And you ain't even got no insurance on yourself. Leave me alone. Because today ain't the day. I'll give you what I got, and baby, that's plenty. You ain't never had a chick that can rock so many. I'll tell you the truth and make you scared. Walking around him, acting like you got it all, worried about fat, can't pay your bills, toting a Michael cord, and ain't got no money in the bank, ain't got no savings, done maxed out all your accounts, trying to live in the neighborhood and drive a car like your friends, trying to go on every trip they go on, about to use up all your retirement just to take one trip to Africa. Child, get somewhere and take several seats. That's y'all problem right now. You want to look good, walk through the door and everything, but you camouflaging, you faking, you pretending. That ain't who you are. You telling me about something. You sitting there eating ice cream. You probably big, probably disproportionate, smaller on the top. Angle your camera a certain way to take a picture to look a certain way. Leave people alone. You're miserable. That's why people don't want to be bothered with you. That's why you on here looking at me and I'm not looking at you. And that's why you don't have no friends. And that's why you can't halfway keep your kids. And that's why your son-in-law can't stand you. And that's why your daughter don't visit. That's why they come up with every excuse to come. Because you're miserable. And your life been miserable because you could never get over who left you. And so therefore, I got a man. I'm married. You settled. Who you got and who you wanted. It's just who you got that wanted you back. Lisa, no, and get me off of him. Who you got and who you wanted. But who you got is who was willing to accept you and wanted you back. And that's why you don't like that girl across town, because who you wanted just didn't want you. Why must I chase the cat? It's nothing but the dog in me. Bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yo. Who told you that milk went into cereal? And who told you that peanut butter and jelly went together? Who told you that, honey, bread and butter went together? It's fattening, but it's good. Yeah, who created it? Now, let's break this on down. Now, you can look at the man on the Quaker Oats box. You can call him Uncle Ben. You can, I sure do miss, the little woman and your mom. We know good and well they were images put on a box, but in actuality, they probably really were cooking. If you go do the research, you'll realize they just wasn't symbols. They were real people that cooked in kitchens and real people that invented stuff. Just like the man that said he invented macaroni and cheese. Actually, a slave invented macaroni and cheese. But seeing that it didn't matter because the slave wasn't going to get no royalties and slave wasn't going to get paid nothing. Maybe a little extra piece off of the cow that he killed. But at the end of the day, somebody had to claim it that would have some power behind it, that would get it pushed. A half of the dishes that we eat came, honey, from the simple fact of naive and ignorancy, but surviving. See, you can be naive and ignorant and yet survive. You don't be able to read or write or do anything, but you had to learn survival skills. They called me ignorant, but I was smart enough to survive. I was smart enough to take the scraps from my master's table and turn it into something fine. You want to sit around and talk to me about anything I cook, and you'll sit there and suck the life out of intestines that held a whole slab of an animal's boo-boo. You want to sit around here and turn your nose up and don't want to wipe your mama's tail and don't want to wipe your daddy's tail, but you'll eat the boo-boo of a good old hog. Oop, I did it again. Somebody help me get out of this, because I'm about to go in today. I feel like I'm about to do it. You know, I got 3 minutes left to rock this junk, to separate the good stuff from the funk. So I'm going to get in the groove and feel the sound. And once I'm inside, I'm going to spread myself around. Let me see what's going on. Cousin Gloria, you know what? I can make it happen now. I can get them plates up there, Cousin Gloria. I'm finna do some rice now. But I want you to understand, I got one uncle left, and I asked a question to him. That was my cousin Gloria. I said, why my uncle didn't ever become a preacher? He said God never called him. He never heard the voice of God. Could he have? Yes. Did he act like a preacher? Yes. Did he always stay close to the throne? Yes. Did he ever mess up in life? Yes. I'm sure he did. He's human. Did he ever do things he probably regretted? I'm sure. I don't know. Seeing that he 94, some stuff, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know when, and I don't know where. I don't know. But what I do know is that he was a man that took care of his family. He took care of his wife, and he still is. And now his children are taking care of him. What I do know is that family values are important while you sitting around here worried about if I'm big or if I'm fat. Look around. When I looked all around me, my family doing fine. Don't try me, because I'm not your average. You should know better than this. Just like a phoenix from ashes, I'm going to rise, and I'll grow from it. But the next time you want to come for me, you want to shade, you want to talk about what my ancestors invented for us to eat and to have. You want to talk about those candied yams and that macaroni and cheese, corn on the cob and butter beans. The next time you're going to turn your nose up to your heritage, remember, it is my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid to face the world and say, this I have done, and be proud of it. By the way, there's a movie coming out with Shirley Chisholm. That's her saying. That's what old Shirley said. You know, just in case you don't know who she is, go learn about her, because her movie finna get ready to come out. All right? So many people that some folks would have overlooked who they were, had enough ability. Even your grandmother, your grandfather, who didn't go to college, who's not educated, they left back land here for you. You don't own no land. Had they not left a house, you wouldn't have nowhere to stay. Had they not left rental properties, you wouldn't have nothing. It's amazing how you so educated, knowledgeable people with PhDs and bachelors and masters don't have anything that your parents had. If they had that, you should be doing exceedingly abundantly above what they gave you and left you. So something that came from not having nothing is what's carrying us today. Now, don't fool yourself. Quit acting like you don't like it. Miss Mitzi Hurts, they need to quit acting like they don't like it. Just say you don't eat it. Just say you learn a more excellent way. Just say you choose this way. But understand, everybody big don't have diabetes, because I don't have no pancreas issues. Check your histories and your family heritage. Find out what run in your family. I just had my blood work done. Big girl, cholesterol good. Big girl, blood pressure was 136 over 68. Big girl, ain't no diabetic. That was good. You don't believe me? The doctor called while I was on live. Big girl got problems though. Big girl got problems. Child is joint issue that run on my mama's side of the family. This crippling disease, she got it, her sister had it, her mama had it, her daddy had it, my uncle got it. Death, don't care what size you is, it's coming. You better do like my cousin Gloria sing. Where do you stand? Who's on the Lord's side? I'm on the Lord's side. And one thing about it, I got an appointment, and you do too. It don't matter what you eat. You can eat lettuce. If I don't lose no weight before I die, just know my worms and stuff are going to be very happy with me. They're going to be full as a tick. Whatever eat off of me. But I do know this much. If I don't go into rapture, whatever eat off of me got to give it up. Oh, you heard what I said. The raven got to give up the dead cat. And the dead cat got to give up the fish they ate. And the fish got to give up whatever it ate while it was in the worm. And the tree is in the hole, and the hole is in the ground. And the sea got to give up the dead. And all I know is ain't no parts going to be, you got to give it up. You throw me back up. But I don't want it back. I'm going to have a glorified body. That don't mean see-through. Just mean one that don't get sick no more. Gonna be whatever he decide, whatever side. I don't know what size we're gonna be up there. Won't need no doctors and lawyers, because it ain't gonna be no need for it. Won't need no finance companies, because it's gonna be paid for. And I will be staying, if you want to call me homeless, I will be in my Father's house, because there's many mansions in it. And if it were not so, you know, he wouldn't have told you. So he gonna go prepare a place for me. I'm gonna go with them, like on Color Purple when Celie, she went to go prepare when Shug went to prepare a place for Celie in the movie, and you saw that big old house and where she is, she be also. Lisa knows, honey, these people just be trying me. And here's the situation: idiocy. Nonsense, violence, not a great policy. Therefore, we must ignore fighting and fussing. Mama's at the door. There'll be no bomb rushing. Let's get together, because we're falling apart. I heard a brother shot another. It broke my heart. I don't understand you culty people. Love your brother. Treat him as an equal. You call us animals. I don't agree with you. We'll prove him wrong when right is what we're proving to him. Take heed before I leave to what I'm saying, or we'll all be on our knees praying. See you later.